Halo, sahabat dan kerabat onlineku. Malam ini kami akan menghadiri speakeasy, atau boleh dikata adalah bagaimana kita sharing puisi, cerita, lagu, musik, dan sebagainya. Nah, malam ini kami ada di GSR Performing Worcester Art. Ya, aku tunjukin ya kan ya. Nah, ini tempatnya. Nah, yuk kita lihat ya.
Oke, Bos.
Keseruannya.
I
Mari
follow
kita, ya. Nah, ini tempat pertemuannya nih, teman-teman. Welcome to Godfrey Brown Theater. Oke, yes. Kita masuk ke dalam ya. Nah, ini tempat acaranya. Nah, di sini masih sepi, teman-teman. Nah, terus ini kita ke dalam. Nah, ini tempat teaternya. Nah, terus kita masuk deh ke dalam. Nah, di dalam mereka sedang persiapan, teman-teman, karena acaranya nanti mau dimulai. Nah, ini tempat teaternya. Nah, gini suasananya. Oke. Ya, nanti ikutin aku ya, teman-teman ya. Oke. Nah, ini persiapan ruangannya, teman-teman, mau acaranya. Jadi ini kayak gedung teater gitu. Nah, ini untuk persiapan acaranya yang akan dimulai nanti sebentar lagi sekitar jam 7:30. Kita lihat nanti ya, teman-teman. Nah, teman-teman, di sini di tiap-tiap kursinya ini ada keterangan nama-nama murid yang berhasil memperoleh yang terbaik, performance terbaik di tahunnya, teman-teman. Misalnya kayak di sini tahun 1966 sampai 1971. Nah, yang di sebelah sana kita bisa lihat di sini. Nah, ini ada. Nah, ini tahun 1942 sampai 1951. Nah, ini lagi ada beda lagi. Jadi ini untuk menandakan ini tahun 1976 sampai tahun 2000, head of drama. Nah, jadi ruangan ini disetting tempat duduknya ada nama-namanya. Ya, gini teman-teman. 2, 3.
We are standing outside the theatre at Worcester Royal Grammar School, and this evening is an event called Speakeasy, which is a regular event for spoken word, poetry, storytelling, sometimes a little song, which I will be providing, in fact, the song this evening. And I'm very nervous, so I cannot think of anything more to say.
Okay. Okay, thank you, Mr. Green.
got speakers, and we have lots and lots of lovely poetry. And our first half is going to be all live. Yes, Zoom will happen later. So let us kick off. And our first performer, former Worcestershire Poet Laureate, and recently did an amazing theatre, spoken word, dance, music piece. And that was brilliant. So who knows what she's going to come up with now? Welcome up everyone, Lena Batchelor!
The blood-red tribal cries of 1,000 fans captured our eyeline, shrilled through our ears, and fed our souls as their life cried into the sands. A panoply of colour arose with Saracen sun only to be charged down. We believed them wrong. Their beliefs of science and difference denied them existence and stole their ideals home. Our devices, then coloured and charged with a nation's religion, taken for our own. Frippery now for romances of chivalry, invasion, theft, history bereft. A wandering cry still dusts Saracen sunsets. And another era, and another tragedy. In the 13th century, one man stood alone.
Closer than she was plucked out of the classroom, a young bud not allowed to bloom by the hand of patriarchy that weighed her down with the yoke of servility. Girl child had to learn to be a wife and mother, stirring pots of broth on her tiptoes, dragging an oversized broom over flagstones. Girl child sweeping her dreams into the corner with a dunce's cap on them. And girl child grew up bitter. Humiliation ate at her whenever she was asked to sign here, please, knowing that in the files of administration she would forever be known as an X on a dotted line, not even a person. Because the only signature she was taught was a thumbprint in pasta dough. But it was a long time ago. It was my friends and neighbours born as immigrant daughters in a new land, but forced to wear tradition hand-me-downs, pulled down to
the restaurant to find, and worst of all, another awkward moment as, head bowed, I hurried past the young man in the centre of the street. 5 paces, maybe 10, but then I stopped at the sound of music through the cathedral door and a soprano voice that inquires, what can I give him, poor as I am? I turned and fight my way back through the crowds. How much? I asked. £5, he said. It's a Christmas edition. Of course, I replied. Now I'm close, I can see his features more clearly, his bloodshot eyes that stare but barely focus. How are you? All right, I ask, trying to make conversation. I am now, I've sold one, he replies. I've been dying for a coffee all morning. His shivering fingers poke red raw through the holes at the top of his gloves, and he hands me a magazine. Have a great day, he says, smiling, grateful. As I walk away, the Christmas lights burst into life, piercing the gloom. I feel enriched for a moment.
Nah teman-teman, sekarang kita lagi istirahat nih. Jadi ada waktu istirahatnya. Setelah beberapa orang performance, kita istirahat dulu. Jadi ada kayak breaknya gitu. Nah selama kita break, nah di sini kita minum kopi. Ya.
But who can believe anything the old man says these days? His mind awash with uncertainty, death, confusion and lies. No tennis court now, Adam's told. Paved over years ago. Converted into a row of pawn shops, charity stops, and check cashing booths. No oak to explore, no scuffed parchment of hallowed grass where his parents once lay. The sky clouds over, it begins to rain. Get thee home, says a harsh inner voice, not his own. And don't come back here any other day. Adam stiffens the collar of his Mac, shelters in the doorway of Gerald T. Haynes.
Person, so I hope you will sign those as well. But I'd like to tell you today about a young girl from Eritrea, Kiamali. The Worcester Amnesty Group have been campaigning for the release of political prisoners in Eritrea for some time. And Kiamali was actually born in Los Angeles, but she was brought up in Eritrea. She was a fan of Lady Gaga and wanted to be a fashion designer when she grew up. But in 2012, on the 8th of December, date we've just passed, at the age of 15, she was arrested on the Sudanese border trying to escape Eritrea. Her father, Ali Abdu, had been a minister of information in the Eritrean government under the Eritrean President Isaias Afwerki. But Ali Abdu defected and went into exile